Welcome back to THC, the Highdeas channel. I'm the Hefe Hippie, and today we're going to rank the MCU television shows. Number 9, She-Hulk. Totally disliked this one. Only thing I did like was seeing my boy the Hulk, then bringing back Daredevil. I thought Titania was lame. Hated that she was stronger than the Hulk during training. The random fights to literally no action at all. Meg Thee Stallion scene was stupid. She broke out of the TV, out of the app, and went into another television show where we found out that Kevin in the real world is a robot. I just thought it was terrible. Number 8, Miss Marvel. Now, I'm not knocking the ladies having their shows, but they were two of the weakest. And this show was okay, but I wasn't the audience. I'm a 32-year-old man. This is more, for the younger teenagers or so, or girls in general. I did like the comic book style of the show, like, in comic books when they'd be like, wham! And then be like, this big old cloud pop up, and it's the wham in the word. Like, I had stuff like that. I thought that was cool. I thought that they did a great service of adding the culture. I hated the villain, the clandestines. Not really explaining everything as far as the gens. Was that a gen or was that a Kree? When they found the bangle. I didn't really like the way her powers look. I know they're trying to switch it from Mr. Fantastic, but at first I didn't really like the little crystalline, whatever that light. It's like, it's light. But I did love how they came full circle and showed how she was the one that led Sana back to safety. And I guess it was cool to state that she was a mutant. And I overall like the character and want to see where she goes, but the show wasn't for me. So I am looking forward to Miss Marvel, or the Marvels. Number 7, Hawkeye. I like this show more than I expected because, to me, Hawkeye is the most boring character in the MCU. But the show made me care a little bit more. May not have hit the Kingpin thing right on the head, but happy to see him back overall. This was the first show that kind of kicked off that lame reveal. Well, not true. WandaVision. Second show. But the lame reveal of how they brought Kingpin into the MCU, it was kind of lame, showing him on the camera phone. I thought Kate Bishop was great. Enjoyed Yelena Belova when she had her cameos. The story was overall, it was decent. Seeing Echo and opening doors for the future was cool. But there's a lot of work that could have been done here. So that's why it's where it's at. Number 6, What If? Had really great episodes. 4, What If Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? 5, What If Zombies? 6, What If Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? 8, What If Ultron won? And 9, What If the Watcher broke his oath? Really good episodes. Where they were strong in, they were really strong. Where they were okay in, they were okay. Would love to see if this opens up the multiverse even more. Will we get the Watcher from here entering into the live-action MCU? Don't know, but enjoyed it. Great visuals. Some of the stories were tremendous. Some of them were okay. 5, The Falcon and Winter Soldier. This one is going to get a slight pass because of all the issues it faced during the pandemic, having to change the story because the story was too similar to actual real-world events. But it was cool. For me, it sits this high biased. I'm being biased because I love seeing a black Captain America. It was great. I love getting that black back history. Or that black history. whichever one works for you. But kind of seeing the old Black Cap and what could show up between him and the Red Guardian, because the Red Guardian was talking about he fought Cap. Maybe this is the Cap he thought he fought, or maybe he encountered a Wolverine back in the day. We got to see Patriot, or possibly Patriot. I love the U.S. agent being violent and brutal and killing a man on the steps with his shield was like that. The villain, while she made a lot of sense, because of the way it was cut, it just did her a disservice. But I mean, she had ultimately her reasoning was really good. She had really good reason for what she was doing. But the execution, because of all the changing of plans, because of the pandemic, I'm going to give it a pass, and I'm going to put it up here at 5 because, again, I love seeing Black Cap. It was a little gritty. It was more adult, and that's what I look for. Number 4, Secret Invasion. Thought it was pretty decent. There were aspects I liked and I didn't mind. A slow-paced thriller. There's still room to come back and do this on a grander scale in a movie down the line. Didn't like the fact that they didn't have any of the Avengers in the movie. And I understood the excuses they tried to make for limiting them or just not having them at all. But if you're not going to have them, don't present the show. Because a lot of people really love the comic, and they only got about 15% of what the actual thing was. But it is a way to open the door to, like, crack the door to blow it open one day in a movie where you can really use all the characters and everything. I did not like Gaia having all the powers. They killed 2 very important people, and it almost felt like why did y'all just do that? Talos and Maria Hill. I mean, if they're going to go out, they should go out, on a big screen. Like, to just kill them off on this show like this. Like, I mean, I get the way Samuel killed Maria Hill. That's supposed to be surprising, but I was more like, what? I was more upset. Like, why did y'all do that? I thought they had a tremendous villain in Gravitz, and yet they killed him, and he was a really good villain, so that didn't make any sense. They did have a couple of misses, like with Rhodey, the way they revealed him on the phone, and then in the beginning of the episode in the bathroom. But, I mean, with all the nitpicking out the way, I really did enjoy it. I did like an adult. See, as you can see, I like adult themes. This came off more like an adult theme type show. So that's why I went with that. Number 3, Moon Knight. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the play between the identities. I even like the way the identities weren't hard to identify. They had different voices, different cadence. None of them, you wouldn't mistake any of them for being the other because of the way Steven talks is different from the way Grant, one is more aggressive or one is more passive. So that I really enjoyed being able to identify exactly who I was looking at on screen. I love the play on the afterlife, the duet. I love seeing Tyrowette. Is that how you say her name? Khonshu, he looked cool. The MCU does these things sometimes where they do like these, they have these grandiose situations like the hand coming out the water in the Eternals, but like that's barely mentioned ever except once in She-Hulk. And then you got Khonshu, who literally switches the sky back to 2,000 years. Like, that has an effect, right? Like, they do these big things and there's no really like fallout from it. But it was cool to see. I liked him. I like Arthur Harrow. You can't go wrong with Ethan Hawke doing anything. And the way it was almost like Minority Report, where he was judging you on future crimes. Like, if you were So I thought that was interesting. Uh, Going into the Egyptian gods, there's so many what entities or avatars that Black Panther avatar. There was a lot of people then in Thor when they had everybody sitting around. There was all these avatars for different gods and stuff. So it would have been cool to kind of see them kind of get blended in that too, like Khonshu and Amit. But I thought that it was an adult show. I love seeing Moon Knight turn into Moon Knight, becoming Mr. Knight. I actually have the Mr. Knight mask right here to my right. It's a good show. It's fun. It can get slow at times, really talk heavy at times, but when it picks up, it picks all the way up. Number 2, WandaVision. I love WandaVision, and I love the horror aspects of it. I love trying to figure out who was behind the hex, and like who really was the bad guy. Was it Mephisto? Finding out it's Agatha. Is it Wanda? Bringing Vision back from the dead, and then she's seeing him with the whole had this creepy horror tones. I love that. I'm a horror fan. Hated the Ralph Boner thing. There was a lot of. I hate that they shoot all these scenes and they cut them out. Like we were supposed to get something from Agatha's cat, and that was supposed to be her son or something. Like it was supposed to get so many other aspects, and we got none. Doctor Strange even, he's cut. But I really did enjoy the show in total. The creepiness, especially like that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And the guy's choking and just little things like that. Just that creepy edge to it. I did not like the reveal. This is what I mean. The first bad reveal was when they revealed the other Vision, White Vision. That was a bad reveal because of what he said coming into the show. I had the opportunity to work with an amazing actor, and everybody's like, oh my God, who is it going to be? Oh my goodness. And then it was him. So it was himself. But outside of that, if it wasn't for that ending being slightly weak, this would have probably taken number 1. But we all know what number 1 is. Number 1, Loki. Loki was great. I love Loki. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed the story arc. I enjoyed the variants, seeing all the Lokis in the void, seeing different aspects, trying to figure out who is behind all of this, and to find out it's Kang. Where me and my man Phil was going back and forth like, yo, there's no way they're going to bring Jonathan Majors. And then Jonathan Majors is on there freestyling that scene. And it just was a really good overall TV show, which leads into the second season, which I can't wait to see what happens there. But it was just a really good, balanced show that made sense from episode 1 to episode 6. It was fun. There was action. There was sadness. There was happiness. Especially when Loki got to watch his life. That was sad. Him being this arrogant prick and him seeing how that turned out for him changed him. Now we got this Loki who might run across Deadpool at some point. But I love Loki. And we'll be doing another one of these lists once the next full batch of shows come out. We're always going to have to update this because they're going to just keep putting more and more in. Next, I think, is Loki, and maybe Echo follows that. So we will see. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content that we're putting out. And we'll see y'all soon. Take it easy.